footsteps in, but there's no footsteps out.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
If you do try to play games with it, that's inviting it in. You cannot run from this. It will follow you.
I'm in control.
You're not in control.
What's happening to me?
This thing left a message.
If it's not a ghost, what is it?
ShotCallers is designed as an adult drinking game, but may be viewed without consumption of alcohol. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to operate machinery and may cause health problems. We do not recommend misuse of alcohol, including excessive consumption, binge drinking, drinking and driving, and/or underage drinking. It is the viewer's responsibility to monitor and moderate their alcohol consumption. ShotCallers cannot assume any responsibility for the effect that our content may have on people. If this stream lasts for longer than 4 hours, contact your doctor immediately. Batteries not included.
Well, hello and welcome to ShotCallers. We're here to bring you yet another action-packed evening of Major League Tag Pro action. This evening we'll be watching Ghostboosters take on Red Hot Chili Poppers in what promises to be quite the thriller. I'm Ron Sponson and I'm joined tonight by Liquid, and we got Pithy behind the scenes here, and together we're all bringing you ShotCallers, Tag Pro's favorite drinking game.
And guys, of course, as you know, the rules haven't changed since week 1. If you've been following us, you'll know that every cap on stream is a drink back at home. Nub steps are 2 drinks, and if we're lucky enough to see a showboat, then that is a shot of whatever alcohol you have on hand. And should you not have alcohol, feel free to substitute it with bleach or whatever other liquid you might have sitting around.
We look at the teams that we have coming in. We've got Ghostboosters and Red Hot Chili Poppers both coming in at the top of their division. We have a 36 cap differential for Ghostboosters and a positive cap differential for Red Hot Chili Poppers as well. And we've got both teams with a couple players, or at least one player that has their playoff dreams shattered by trades. Red Hot Chili Poppers coming in with 2.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. Both of these teams are kind of seen as villains so far this season. And it's hard to think of what's going through the minds of the players CB13 and NEU Husky and Megatron, who were traded away from their teams just as they were about to enter a strong playoff run. But at the same time, this gives a new opportunity for players like Ball Don't Lie on RHCP and Cynical on Ghostboosters to try to make it deep with their newfound powerhouse team. And speaking of powerhouse teams, we have 2 of them tonight. Ghostboosters, if you look at the stats, they are on fire. You look at their offense, and Protag has been lighting the league up with caps. And of course, he's leading the league in, or near the top of the league, both in hold and in grabs. No surprise coming from Protag. He's going to try to keep the run alive, and he's supported by Aaron, who's grown into his role as a really smart support offensive player. We saw him make some really good plays a few weeks back, and well, he still seems a bit fresh. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do against this RHCP team. Meanwhile, on defense, we have Sheratinho, who's playing all the way from Europe, and somehow is still managing to secure, I believe, the 9.7 DGASP. So insane props to him. It's no coincidence that this guy made it into the Ball of Fame back in ELTP. And he's bringing this form back here. And of course, fresh new face on the Ghostboosters, Cynical, who's an old pal of Protag's. They played together in their Super Bowl run back in Season 10 on the Holy Rollers. And they are paired up again this season. Now, Cynical, who's been dominant on the prevent side of things. He and Curry were leading the league in prevent back with the Republicans. Then he kind of dropped off the face of the earth. We're not sure why. There are a lot of hypotheses as to why. But the point is, now he's on a good team. He's back to playing, and he's back to dominating. And we're looking forward to seeing he and Sheratinho try to go up against the brand new offense from Red Hot Chili Poppers. It's a bold move from Tantro. He realized after basically getting swept by Tears last week, that his team needed some revamping if they wanted to win the Super Bowl, and so he traded away his entire offensive line. Both his starting offensive players, Ron. Who does this? Can you believe that they traded their entire offensive line?
I'm just shocked.
Yeah, anyway, they did it because they believed in Ball Don't Lie. Ball Don't Lie, who went for 100 tag coins in the auction draft. He's been bouncing around the league in various teams. The first team, I think, was London Wazds, which we saw in week 1. He was all right, but his team wasn't where he wanted it to be. Moved to the Sumbalian Pirates, put up some really good numbers there, but again, the team wasn't where he wanted it to be, and now all of a sudden he finds himself on the top team, or second top team in the East, Eastern Conference. So That's going to be exciting. And to see him play alongside Guts. Now, that's the big question mark a lot of people have with this trade, is he traded away 2 offensive players and you only get 1 in return. So you can tell Cantor has a lot of confidence in Guts, but I think more than anything else, he has a lot of confidence that BDL is going to perform no matter who he's playing alongside. And we saw that earlier in the season. I had no shade at the players on the London Waz or the Symbolian Pirates, but the team, both those teams are kind of struggling, and either way, BDL made it work. So I think on a team like RHCP, he's going to be in his comfort zone. And finally on defense, familiar faces, Toasty and Masaki. So these 2 guys have been solid all season long. Toasty, in his fresh new transition to defense, been putting up some amazing numbers. I believe he's 2nd in most categories in defense in the league. So he's got his work cut out for him tonight against a grab-happy offensive pro tag, but that seems like the style that would lend itself well to the return-happy Toasty style. So we'll see what happens.
Couple of things to mention for news items in Tag Pro and Major League Tag Pro. Earlier this week, the race for 360 degrees has come to a conclusion with Freakball and Liddy both getting the win at the same time on Thursday with a gentleman's agreement that was streamed live here on this channel, and replay will be available at youtube.com/Ron Sponson.
You know it. And otherwise, in other MLTP news, the last round of free agency closed. So there were a couple interesting moves. You saw some Balian Pirates after trading BDL. They dropped the Asarian and picked up Sam, who is another ELTP Hall of Famer, or Ball of Famer rather. And in other news, 21 Juke Street dropped Wonderball, their starter, and picked up G-Man, who was also dropped from Republicans. And so a lot of shakeups in this league. It should make for interesting gameplay this week.
One of the things that will probably make for some really interesting gameplay is everyone's favorite map. We're starting things off this evening with Pilot.
Pilot, who's been around the league more than any other map. I believe it's its 7th consecutive season in MLTP rotation. So for many, it's basically, everyone knows it on the back of their hand. They could play this map blindfolded. What that means is you get a lot of crazy plays that have become standard, like using the mid bombs to bomb yourself forward, and the you gotta bomb me or something plays. But you get some really interesting meta strategy, because now that everyone knows this map inside and out, this is when the crazy, subverting expectation strategies come out, and some skill boosts off the corners. And there's still some stuff to explore with this map. And both these teams have really high skill players. I could see them taking advantage. And meanwhile, the second map is Emerald, another map that's been around the block. And this one has grown into an MLTP fan favorite and player favorite, and for good reason. It's fast-paced, action-packed. I expect to see a lot of caps on Emerald tonight.
Well, we also have the halftime challenge to talk about. Jump Cup halftime challenge. It's our version of beer pong in Tag Pro that you, the viewer, can participate in. We saw a pretty good performance last week from Frozen coming onto the leaderboard and breaking the 300 barrier.
Yeah, pretty good is an understatement, man. He broke the 300 barrier.
Yes, and now hoping to break the 400 barrier, and we're looking for you, the viewer, to break that barrier. We have just opened signups. We don't have too many viewers right now, so you have pretty good odds, actually. If you would like to participate, you need to first follow the channel and then type !jump in chat, and we're going to pick 4 lucky viewers to participate live on stream.
And I just can't wait to see what happens. I mean, now that everyone knows how to play this properly, this is where we're seeing the big guns coming out. We saw a couple weeks back, Ball Don't Lie. He was able to get into the Jump Cup game, put up 276. And this week, or last week, rather, we had Frozen at 331. Numbers just keep rising, and there's still a lot of room for them to rise, all the way up to 400. Ooh, that was a delicious bottle opening. Ron, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, this evening I'm going to be drinking Pyro American Pale Ale. Haven't had it before, and I looked on Beer Advocate after purchasing it and found it only had okay ratings. So we'll see how that turns out.
Bit of a pyromaniac tonight. Also, I think I must correct myself. That was definitely a can. Unless, I don't know, maybe that's what bottles sound like down south.
No, that is a can. You are correct.
What do you guys drinking?
It is a tall can, though.
Oh, is it a tall boy?
It is a tall boy.
Nice. We're getting some Jump Cup references in the streamers' drinks now. The meta game has evolved.
What do you drink on your side there, Liquid?
I'm still on the fence. Do you guys have any recommendations? What I should drink? I guess it's a bit late to go out to the store, Right now on my desk, I have the bottle of Balvenie 12-year-old Scotch that you got me when you came and visited last summer. And so I'm thinking I might treat myself to something special tonight. So we'll see. Question is, if I'm drinking every cap, I might be absolutely sloshed by the end of the evening.
Now, I do have some Scotch sitting aside as well for the infamous showboat, if and when that happens during the games.
Nice. What do you got sitting around?
Ardbeg 10.
Oh, that's a classic.
My go-to, yes.
Yeah, a good peat monster.
Now, I will also take this moment to say I did have the first sip, and I would corroborate the ratings on Beer Advocate. This one's not going to be one I'm adding to the arsenal.
Well, we all have those days. Beer is beer at this point. You're just going to get drunk with it.
That is true. Well, hopefully. Hopefully we get some caps tonight. I think we might see some high-scoring games.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of caps, as I said, on Emerald. Pilot, it's kind of a crapshoot. Games are either both teams low-scoring, both teams high-scoring. It's rare that you'll see... Actually, forget what I said. You see blowouts too. Pilot is not one of those maps that is defined by high-scoring or low-scoring. You kind of see a bit of everything on there. I think that's just due to the fact that it's such an old map. Everyone kind of knows how to play it, and so if you make mistakes, you'll get punished. Whereas with Emerald, I feel like there's enough new stuff. Even though it's a map that's been seen a lot, the gates always mess everyone up, and the fact that it's kind of circular, it's got a lot of boost, it's super tight, that means that you constantly see action, whether it be returns, caps, last-ditch saves, unexpected tags. There's always something to be happening on Emerald, and I think that'll be the case again tonight.
So we're going into the start of the first game here. Any players that you're going to be keeping your eye on to start this evening off?
Well, obviously the two usual suspects, Baldon'Lie and Cynical. They just got traded to these teams actually they both got traded at different weeks. I think Baldon'Lie is a fresh face on our HCP. This is his first week playing with the new teammates. Meanwhile, you got Cynical, who I think he played last week with Ghostboosters. But what's interesting about these two is they were actually teammates last season on Banana Boat Crew. And interestingly enough, they weren't only teammates, they were defensive partners. And now BDL went back to his favorite offense this season. But they had quite the successful pairing on Banana Boat Crew. Cynical himself put up the highest ever prevent per minute stats in MLTP history alongside BDL last season. So these guys have some history. They also played together back in Season 9 All Caps, as Pithy reminded us. And so it should be cool to see if these guys manage to keep that form going. But just a second, Guts cuts top, he gets past, and Cynical thinks he can save it, and he does! Cynical somehow manages to get ahead of everyone, gets bombed or something, and now he's going the other way. Aaron is going to count on a return, but Baldon'Lie is smartly protected down low and manages to pick up the rolling bomb.
And now Baldon'Lie coming in with the flag, but Protag there to cut it off and get the return.
Man, that was nearly a cap, but Cynical does his best, and that wasn't just Cynical, that was a whole team effort to get coordinated for the bomb. That was a split-second play. You had to have some good positioning, and Protag managing to separate himself from Guts, but Toasty is not biting, gets that timely return. It seems like action's opened up a little bit, eh?
Yeah, Aaron just sitting on this boost, and while using these bombs, killing his teammate, a bit of friendly fire action. We have a bomb coming up as well, waiting for this to spawn. Let's see if he bombs into base. Misaki getting the return, and now Protag, they've got the flag, and they're keeping it out. Just taking turns.
Play by Protag, chooses to use the bomb instead of the boost, manages to get past Toasty with a few nifty plays. He's got the double blocks. He's going to try to double down to the boost. But luckily for Red Hot Chili Poppers, their offensive defense was firing on all cylinders, and they keep it even. Now, two tag throws, the greens are going to cancel each other out, and if Aaron's smart, he tried to get the kiss before Toasty can get the tag to open up a grab. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, and we're back to square one.
And Aaron, with just a few seconds left with his tag pro as well with Toasty, they're looking to maybe kiss. No, Aaron's going to just rush in, pick up the flag, going to try to pull a move on Toasty, and he has. Misaki coming in from behind and getting that return.
Yeah, and now you got Protag. He's got a nice boost from bottom. He's got double blocks, but unfortunately, he can't juke the spikes, and it just dies in a promising position. Somehow, this game is still tied.
And now it looks like Protag and Aaron in base. There's going to be a bomb coming up and a couple boosts, and got a bit of a flaccid. And another round of power-ups is just a few seconds away.
And this will be decisive. Hopefully, whatever these teams get, they'll finally be able to put to good use. You got Sheriff picks up a tag pro. Toasty picks up another tag pro. Going to try to add to that tag count of his and manages to get a return, just timely return. Now, Sharatino, he's out, gets killed by the tag pro on offensive defense, and Misaki spikes himself. He was past 3. All he needed to do is get that juke in, let his teammates block for him, but impatience gets the better of him, and he was forced into a bad play by the Ghostboosters. Some great defensive plays by the Ghostboosters offensive defense, and they keep the game tied. Aaron now, he's picking up the flag, does a tough boost up top. He's past 3. He's got double blocks in base. If Cynical manages to keep the blocks in, that's the first half of the game, first drink of the game. Aaron opening the score for the Ghostboosters.
Nice blocks from Cynical, and Sharantino was just sitting on that bottom boost, threatening it, but didn't end up having to use it. Nice patience there. First cap of the game, Ghostboosters taking the lead.
And that Sharatino waiting on the bottom boost reminds me of something we saw in the midweek 360-degree challenge. Shara actually somehow managed to get into the pilot game with Liddy Lid and Freakball, and he did an amazing offensive defense play against Liddy Lid to prevent him from capping, and that ended up being decisive as that game, the Freakball Liddy Lid combo tied, and they had to go to an extra game. Now, back to MLTP, we got Ball Don't Lie, he's past 3, and that's going to be past 4. Sharatino tries to take a shortcut, gets behind Ball Don't Lie, and BDL ties it up for Red Hot Chili Poppers, opening his account for the RHCP squad.
Protag getting the return, and now we've got a reset on both sides of the map here as Red Hot Chili Poppers comes in to tie it. First half is already about 5 minutes left to go here, and Aaron on this boost. Guts making a bit of a gutsy grab. He's got the flag. He's maybe past him, but Cynical had the angle, got the return.
And the spikes are juking everyone tonight. This is a third unprompted spike that we've seen this game, and we're only 5 minutes in. Aaron astutely waiting on the power-up. He's going to try to juke Toasty, but wow, just gets completely outplayed on that. And Toasty's going to secure the bottom left or bottom right power-up rather, and potentially even help BDL get in for the cap. They have a tag on defense, but BDL tries to rush it and ends up paying the price.
It was looking dangerous there for them for a second. Tag Pro and Rolling Bomb, and almost had their flag slipped out from under them, but ended up getting that return and now have just a couple seconds left on this Tag Pro. Looking to open something up. BDL is going to have to be aggressive with this boost.
Way.
And yes, he is. He's got the blocks. He's got the boost round the corner. Didn't have the angle and keeps going for another lap. Wow.
It's not over yet, but just as I say that, commentator's curse spikes himself once again. BDL had an amazing, what you would call, straight line juke, where he managed to boost through, through mid. He was trying to pretend he was going to go boost low, baits the defender into committing low, and then just boost straight through, manages to get past 3, and had an awesome little nifty corner boost in the bottom right corner, but unfortunately wasn't able to double back, and it looked like he had what it took to double back, but I guess it just wasn't able to make it work in the end. And now Toasty's switching O, position he's very comfortable with. He actually, for those of you who don't know, he's past 3. Aaron has to do something, and he does. He manages to boost Toasty back far enough for Cynical to come and get that return, and now things are looking dangerous the other way as Sharatino's tag pro just runs out at the very last second.
A last-ditch bomb from Toasty to save that one, and now Cynical with the flag. Looks like BDL is in base, trying to dance around this flag, waiting for the return. Protag's got the flag. He's got Sharantino for some blocks. Shara's got to go back to Ree. He's going to pull it as well. BDL in base. This is looking dangerous. There's the spike, and this should be setting themselves up for a... well, it should be a cap. Yep, there it is. Red Hot Chili Poppers now taking the lead.
Wow, I have to say the most surprising part of all of this was that Cynical made the desperate grab. That is a changed man. Cynical is known for his kill-death ratio, and for that reason he never grabs. Or at least he was known to never grab. Potentially that's just a stereotype. Clearly unfounded as well. The guy owns 5 of the top 6 KD stats in MLTP history in terms of seasons. And to see him make 2 grabs in quick succession like that shows that he's gunning for victory here with the Ghostboosters. Not just personal glory.
He had a rolling bomb, but it gets diffused, coming and spawning a base with this tag pro, but it runs out right when you would want to use it to get a couple tags in, and things have slowed down for at least a couple seconds here.
And I like the long-range attempt from Aaron to get a grab going, get some momentum going for the GB offense, because things seem to have slowed down and stalled once again. Now, BDL manages to secure a good grab. Toasty's got some really solid blocks on Shara and manages to block Shara away. Ball don't lie, rounds Cynical, and now Protag has to do his best to stay ahead. BDL rounds the OD and extends the lead to 3. A great team play all around by RHCP. Everyone seems to be in sync despite all these fresh faces on their team. And now Shara is going to go the other way. The defender is grabbing, and BDL once again with a great play off the bomb. Bombs guts into a return. And as I said, this Red Hot Chili Poppers team hasn't missed a beat since losing its 2 offensive starters.
But now Protag coming in with the flag. BDL is going to be pushed backwards, and Toasty aggressive with that juke juice to get the return and settle what could have been a dangerous situation for them.
And this is what I'd like to see. This is not the first time that Guts stays back on defense to help out when one of his defenders is on offense. Especially coming into the team for the first, actually has 90 minutes so far this season, but this is the first time he's the undisputed starter for Red Hot Chili Poppers. And to see him doing the dirty work like that is something that's really encouraging if you're Red Hot Chili Poppers. And just as I say this, comes in for the catch. Man, things are getting out of hand for Ghostboosters right now.
Yeah, I think he got pushed into the flag, forcing the flaccid, opening things up, and right now things are going downhill pretty quickly. It looks like Red Hot Chili Poppers are taking a decisive lead. Ghostboosters with a chance to turn that around, winning 2 out of the 3 power-ups, one of which is being a tag pro. Watch Cynical to see if he takes this on offense. Looks like he's thinking about it. Now doubling back, now going to take it on offense. He's just got about 3 seconds left. Can he open something up with this tag pro? No.
So something that's interesting is right now, Red Hot Chili Poppers is dominating Ghostboosters in one category specifically, and that would be returns. Now, I just want to make sure nothing pans out here. Great block by Toasty. Does BDL have what it takes to come in? Unfortunately not. Some good OD by Protag. What I was getting at, though, is you got so many more returns, 34 to 21 in favor of Red Hot Chili Poppers right now, and that's offering them so many more opportunities to come in and get the flag in for a cap. That's something that they're going to have to work on, or rather Ghostboosters is going to have to work on in half number 2 if they want to get back into this. Getting a few more returns in and preventing that flag from getting out. I know that sounds obvious, but sometimes it can be just small changes in terms of how you play the contain or who stays ahead. And that kind of stuff can be a make or break game changer in something like, especially a map like Pilot.
Player I want to call out that I was really surprised by that half is Toasty. He had a couple really awesome bomb plays, and not like normally you see the bomb plays being used to get a snipe on the flag carrier or whatnot, but he was using them to blast the flag carrier backwards in one of the case. In another case, he bombed all the chasers out of the way, opening up a capping opportunity for BDL, I believe. And so, Toasty just really playing lights out and opening up those opportunities both on the offensive and defensive side for his team.
That's something that you gotta love. Modern day MLTP, everyone can play both positions. I was mentioning earlier how Ball Don't Lie played defense last season. He's back on offense. Meanwhile, you had Toasty, who's been offense all career. All of a sudden, he's on defense. We have players switching positions like Guts mid-game to help cover for his teammates. To be a high-tier, top-tier offensive player or defensive player in this league, you need to be able to carry the flag and you need to be able to tag flag carriers. It's just a simple fact nowadays. And you got players like Toasty and BDL who can do both so well. That's been a difference maker for RHCP.
And they're going to be going into the second half here with a 3-cap lead. They actually started down 1 cap and then had 4 unanswered caps. And it's a pretty confident lead going into the second half.
Yeah, that's something that they're going to look to extend. This team isn't a team to sit back and relax, and especially now that they've added one of the top cappers in MLTP, he's going to be looking to extend his cap train, especially with a good performance in half number 1. That's got to be motivating for BDL. Comes into the new squad, doesn't miss a beat, and all of a sudden he's capping left, right, and center, and he had at least 2 or 3 more opportunities to cap. Had it not been for some good OD by Ghostboosters and some unlucky boosts, this guy, he's not going to relent, and with the defense of Toasty and Masaki putting up the returns, I could see this getting really dirty. I'm going to be impressed if Protag and his gang manage to make a comeback here.
Speaking of luck, if you guys are feeling lucky this evening, we're going to be having the Jump Cup signups closing very soon, so this is your final chance. If you want to join, you have to first follow the channel and then type !jump in chat, and we'll be picking the winners. Bob18 will be helping us out here, selecting the winners very shortly as we start the second game. second half of the first game.
Indeed, and let's see if both teams choose to stick with the same roster. It looked like there was some movement in the group, but both teams look like they're going to line up the same 4 starters, and I think that makes sense. Now, Ron, any players to look out for in not game number 2, half number 2?
Well, I called out Toasty earlier. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep up this phenomenal performance, but I want to see if Cynical can make a difference for his team here.
Interestingly enough, Cynical was a key part of that first cap by the Ghostboosters, where they opened their account and they had the first cap of the evening. He was the one who held the block to allow Aaron to come in and get the cap. And so he's already showing that he's definitely worth the trade. Question is, if they can't win with him, then was it really worth it? So
right.
I think game number 2, or rather half number 2 on Pilot, he'll be looking to step up and hopefully keep up a good run of sacrifices and, taking one for the team, doing what he has to do in the right situations. I mentioned earlier, when we saw him sacrifice himself twice on grabs, that's something that is uncharacteristic from the KD Lord, and this guy, you can tell that he's willing to do whatever it takes to win with this team. He's willing to put aside personal pride and personal stats to make sure that the Ghostboosters can get a top seed going into the playoffs, and that's got to be encouraging for a guy like Protag, who just had to make a really tough choice on whether or not he was going to pull the trigger on the trade. This has to be encouraging to see his team, gelling like this and willing to do whatever it takes to win.
3.
Well, we're just about ready to start the second game here. Red Hot Chili Poppers coming in with a 3-cap lead and looking to see if things can be turned around here, especially focusing on Cynical, who right now is staying back in base, and BDL is there as well.
Now, Protag, one of the grabbiest players in the league, goes for the early grab, hoping to create some momentum. And I have to say, something that I like to see. A lot of people scoff at the high grab strategy, but it's something you see a lot of elite players do. Mr. Hat and Protag are 2 usual suspects at the top of the grabbing sheets. And just his strategy of creating chaos, causing some movement, stirring things up on offense, creating opportunities. You never know what can happen when you just boost into the flag. Even if it results in you dying, what it means is potentially it opens up a window for your teammate to get out with the flag. And you see Aaron right here, grabs the flag, gets returned, but all of a sudden Protag has got a lot of room to work with, and he's going to try to make it happen. Although now he's back behind Toasty and Misaki, and first round of power-ups is coming up. All he's got to do is stay alive long enough to let his teammates secure them. Aaron's going to try to lead him in with the Tag Pro.
Yeah, let's see if he can pull it off here. Aaron with this Tag Pro coming backwards. Protag trying to work in a bit of magic, but Misaki with a bit of magic of his own with the flag to the top of the map, going for the kiss and the flaccid.
Interesting kiss. Aaron's going to be past 3 if he gets the bottom boost. He does, and Toasty with the prescient bomb manages to somehow snipe Aaron before Aaron even boosting. That is some next level boosts and bombs, rather. Toasty showing his worth, proving his worth, and getting that really, really tight return on Aaron.
He's keeping it up with these bomb plays, getting the bomb to cut off the snipe, or cut off the boost, rather. I don't know if there's a name for that play, but there should be.
Well, he just got toasted, that's for sure. That's all I know.
Power-ups are spawning, and we're seeing all 8 players heading for the power-ups. One-on-one here. Aaron picking up this Juke Juice against Toasty's Tag Pro. Tag Pro is going to win that one every single time.
Oh my god! Sarah splits all 4, gets past the Tag Pro, and comes in for the first cap of the half. That is insane! Chertino had the smallest of windows to cap, and somehow gets it in.
I know we're having a bit of an issue with the scoreboard, so I want to call out Ghostboosters now 2 caps and Red Hot Chili Poppers at 4. So now it's just a 2-cap deficit. Ghostboosters starting to slowly chip away at that lead that they came into the half, or deficit rather.
Yeah, that was insane, especially coming from a defender who's playing from Europe. That is, I don't even know if there's a word for that. It's just pure skill.
And now Chertino going to defuse this bomb. BDL in base as well. And another round of power-ups. Players are getting into position for those. BDL looking to potentially win this bottom power-up. Now we've got a bit of a mix, and Guts is going to pick it up. A couple rolling bombs here for Red Hot Chili Poppers. BDL is going to take the flag and get returned. And look at this. Protag's got an escort. This might be a cap, but Misaki's trying to slow him down. Can't quite do it. And now it's just a 1-cap game. Ghostboosters with 3 caps. Red Hot Chili Poppers with 4.
Shara with another bomb. This time his bomb helps boost Toasty out of the way, and I believe Toasty had a rolling bomb. That was a clutch play by Shara. Manages to secure the cap after some really nice blocks in base. Ghostboosters are firing on all cylinders to start the second half, and they're looking really good. Getting the tag pro leads in, using their power-ups and bombs, boosts effectively. This is encouraging for Protag and his gang of boosters, Ghostboosters.
And now Toasty with the flag, going to get returned by Sharantino. BDL coming into base. 6 minutes to go, and a 1 cap deficit here for Ghostboosters, looking to come back. Already have gotten 2 out of the required 3 caps, and now there's another round of power-ups. Masaki with the tag pro. Tag pro for Guts as well. We got the double T's for Red Hot Chili Poppers, looking to try to open up a grab and gain at least 1 of those caps back, but so far not going. Haven't pulled it off yet.
Protag tries a long-range grab. Doesn't work out. Now Misaki gets boosted into a double tag. Now he's past 3. Protag gets the snipe. What the hell is up with these players? Getting all the bomb snipes from the top bombs. This is crazy. This is insane. This is what Pilot was made for.
And bomb's going to get diffused here. And how would you know that this is what Pilot was made for?
I don't know. A little bird told me.
You almost slipped that one past me. And now we've got BDL boosting in. Shara getting the block. Aaron with the flag. 1 cap deficit for Ghostboosters. 5 minutes to go. Aaron getting contained into the corner. Another round of power-ups coming up soon. Protag taking advantage of this to get the flag. Can he get past Toasty? I don't think so. Actually, he can, but he can't get past Aaron.
He's past Misaki though, and Toasty on the bottom bomb is going to try something crazy. He pulled it off once before, and Protag's bomb spawns just in time for him. Unfortunately, there's no return. He's gonna have to take a lap. That was quite fortunate. About to hit the spike and then somehow catches the bomb right as it's spawning. Isn't Pilot great? Isn't it great to see these crazy bombs?
There's a lot of bombs. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, maybe too many bombs.
4 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and right now, Red Hot Chili Poppers are blazing in with a 1 cap lead, and Ghostboosters trying to take that back.
Ball Don't Lie is going to try to pull something off. Shara manages to catch him with just a pixel to spare. And a lot of boosting and bombing going on in the Ghostboosters base. As you said, 4 minutes left. This next round of power-ups could be key. It could be the difference between a tie game or a 2-cap game. An AA run against all odds gets the tag pro. It's a double T offense. You got Protag and AA run. And Guts makes it easy for them. Misaki's out, probably lagging out. Protag's got the lead.
Oh boy.
He only has Ball Don't Lie to tag. BDL's gonna need a miracle to save this. And now the game's tied after. It seemed like there was a bit of a lag out potentially. Tantru is coming in for Misaki. Does that mean there might be some positional switches? As Tantru is typically an offensive player. We've seen him play 6 minutes and get 3 caps earlier in the season, so the guy is definitely no slouch. But there's already 2 other offensive players on the field for Red Hot Chili Poppers, and now this could be dangerous. Protag's gonna try to round everyone. Ball Don't Lie with a key grab, and Tantru manages to get out just in time to prevent the cap.
Tantru with the flag. BDL coming in with the boost there.
No
Here we
way!
Go.
It's
Yes!
an upstep! It's an upstep after return for cap situation for Ghostboosters. Red Hot Chili Poppers somehow are the ones to cap, and for those falling back home, that is 2 drinks.
And now
Tantru has been caught by the automated cheat detection from Tag Pro. He's been disconnected for possible cheating, it says, and so now it looks like it's going to be a cap for Ghostboosters, but Toasty somehow stays alive long enough for the return to happen, and Red Hot Chili Poppers, amid all of this chaos, is somehow still in the lead. This is unforeseen. This is never before seen, actually, in MLTP. That someone gets disconnected by this cheating detection system that we don't even know if it works properly or not. It's been reported to be not be flawless.
So a bit of info on that. There's a bug in the game right now, and you know how quickly bugs get fixed. I believe if a player comes in from having been spectated, it just kicks them for suspicion of possible cheating. So very unfortunate, actually, that he's being impacted by this bug, and I don't know if he's going to be able to join the game now.
I mean, he is in the game right now, so we're good.
Well, there you go. Maybe there's a workaround.
There appears to be one.
But
Unfortunately,
I don't think that this indicates that he was actually cheating. I just want to get that out there.
Right. To be clear, it's more than anything, it's likely that it's just a bug. But either way, it's unlucky for them that it happened at a moment where Ghostboosters had the flag, and it almost resulted in a cap, if not for a really clutch save on offensive defense by Toasty.
And so we've got a 1-cap lead for Red Hot Chili Poppers, 5-4, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Toasty getting the return. BDL coming in with the flag. They're looking to extend the lead to 2. Off the wall and into the empty flag tile. Prote getting returned, and brilliant anti-re from Guts to get the cap. And now there's a 2-cap lead from Red Hot Chili Poppers with 1 minute to go.
And that all started when Sheratino, who's been boosting and bombing like crazy all game long, boosted himself into a spike instead of getting ahead, and that was the difference maker between that being a cap or not, because once the flag was out, he needed to get that timely return, and he was about a second away from getting that return. Had he not missed the boost, that would have been a cap. I hate piling on someone. It's definitely not. Like, he's been playing great all game long. It's just unfortunate that this mistake came at this moment, and it looks like this might be adding insult to injury if Ron gets returned here. Guts has been showing off his defensive skills too, and Tantrum comes in with another cap. Wow, this guy's the real deal. I can't believe what I'm seeing. He has 2 caps already this half after being subbed in. And as I was saying, Guts on defense, putting some work in. Looks like he's been doing almost better than Misaki. They're all of a sudden in the lead again.
And just 10 seconds to go, BDL going to get returned. Protag out with the flag, looking to chisel away at least one of the caps, but Toasty with the bomb slowing him down.
That was a bit inconvenient when it comes to the bombs, but Protag managed to survive. Unfortunately, it was all for naught, as they end up losing the game by, I believe, 3 caps.
Yes, it's 7 caps for Red Hot Chili Poppers, 4 caps for Ghostboosters, so a 3-cap loss.
Unfortunate situation for the Ghostboosters, who looked like they had a comeback in the cards, and all of a sudden, Tantru came in and the tides turned. Red Hot Chili Poppers managed to coast away. We got the first one of the evening on Pilot. Now, Game 2 on Emerald is going to be interesting. We're going to see, I'm expecting a lot more action than just 11 caps in total. I could see 11 caps for each team on Emerald. And now that Tantru played, they started getting the comeback. I'm curious if he'll play himself again going into Game 2.
Yeah, potentially. It'd be interesting to know exactly what he ran into. It seemingly just a lag issue, and hopefully it was not going to be a consistent lag issue for him. But he seemed to do well for the rest of the game, so he's probably going to be going into the second one, and hopefully he does well.
Yeah, it's always a tough situation dealing with lag. Incredibly, I have to admit, Red Hot Chili Poppers, who just traded away 2 starters, somehow have more MLTP quality talent in their roster, in the form of their very own captain, Tantru. And so I'm looking forward to seeing if he can, well, first off, if he will play himself on Emerald, and if he does, then can he show up big like he did in Game 1? But that will be to be determined after our Jump Up game, or Jump Cup game, rather. Do we know who the rosters are for that?
We do know who the rosters are. I think so. They just changed slightly. But we do have Balenka, Mex, and Obama in. It looked like we had G-Man, but he left the group. So we'll see. Preemptively,
yeah.
I think you know how this is going to go.
Yeah, this is an interesting game because unlike Jump Pup, which was back in the day our MLTP Live original halftime game, where there was a set amount of power-ups that were to be shared between all the contestants, and whoever could grab the largest share would win. Here, the power-ups respawn constantly, and so whether there's 3 or 4 players might not make that big of a difference. The main difference between 3 and 4 would be on the holy grail at the very end. Chugging down that pint, the more contestants there are, the harder it is to get a good look at the pint, because there's all the bombs that'll bomb you out of the way. Now, it seems like G-Man made his way back into the group, so if we can drag him in there, we might be able to get all 4 back into the game, ready for Jump Cup.
Yes, we were able to move him in. And a bit of history, we mentioned it in the pregame, but last week we had a dominant performance from Frozen, leapfrogging BDL to get the #1 position, breaking through that 300 barrier, getting 331, and that is the number to beat to get onto the scoreboard. 159 is the 8th place, so you got to get at least 159 to get onto that scoreboard.
And you see Balenka tryharding with the respawns.
2, 1.
And they're jumping.
And Balenka thinks he can get a shot, get a little sip of the Holy Grail. He's going to have to wait, and manages to come out of it with 0 power-ups. This is off to a slow start.
Obama getting in Mex's way with that Obama. That didn't quite work out the way I thought it would. But,
Nice try.
Mex also having troubles with these bombs.
The effort was there, and so far we haven't seen a single person manage to make it into the pint. Let's see if we get to see at least one pint sip going into this. Mex trying the bomb strategy, and then Balenka manages to get a pretty clean sip. He takes a lead, early lead, and he's up to... Wait, he's not in the lead. Forget what I said.
He should be shortly, though, as he takes a full sip of that. And I was going to say shows no signs of slowing down, but that's incorrect. And now Obama coming in from behind. It's neck and neck with Obama and Balenka just trading blows here. Obama looking to take a decisive lead with that one, but Balenka quick behind. Unfortunate bomb.
And Obama gets rolling bombed into the other end of the map, spikes. That is something we haven't seen very often. And Balenka keeps getting tripped up by that first bomb and the pint. I know you guys can't see it with the beautiful texture pack that we've got going on right now, but the walls are laced with bombs. And as you can see right now, he's bombing all over the place, bombs his contestant out of the way, and manages to get a nice big gulp from that pint. And as it stands right now, Park, they're 111 to 111 between the top two players, Balenka and Obama. Things are really tight.
159 is the number to beat, and right now Balenka looking to be the closest poised to it with 138, 144, 150, just 9 more to go, and Balenka will make it onto the leaderboard, grabbing a few, and that will do it. Balenka now with 161 power-ups and about a 30 power-up lead, looking to extend it further as we have the final seconds tick off the clock. Balenka going down with 188. That's going to put him on the leaderboard. G-Man narrowly missing it with 152.
So you said 159 was the mark to beat to get onto the top 8. As you said, Balenka manages to get in. Do you know what the mark is now after Balenka's addition?
191 is the mark, so not quite as narrow as initially proposed.
Wait, what? So really it's 188 would be the mark, right?
I don't know where you get that
188. So Balenka now overtakes the 8th spot. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Gotcha. Yeah, that's correct. 188.
Wow. Just squeaking in there.
Got to do math, yeah.
Well,
we've had better weeks of Jump Cup.
Either way, we managed to get at least enough action to have a tight Jump Cup game and someone onto the leaderboard. That's good enough for me, and I think that's good enough to start game number 2 on Emerald. We're just waiting on the teams here. It seems like Misaki might be making a bit of a comeback. Depending on how things are going. Tantru is requesting a few seconds because indicating Misaki is back. The question is he still lagging or what's the deal?
While we're waiting for that, a couple of quick thank yous for the Jump Cup. We want to thank Indeveloper for the super map script that allows us to overlay our custom beer pong theme on top of it. The Bob 18, thank you for running it. C-Flakes with some script support. And finally, Firefox Quantum for that buttery smooth performance.
Do we still use Firefox Quantum for this, or have we switched?
Yes, we do. I made sure to confirm that prior to this evening's stream, because we certainly don't want to thank Firefox if we're not using it.
Yeah, who'd want to thank those guys?
Ugh.
Any predictions for Game 2? And I'd love to hear the chat weigh in on this. Any predictions, like who's going to cap first, who will win, will Cynical get a grab this game? You know, crazy stuff like that.
I'm gonna go for a crazy one. I think after game 2, half 1, it's gonna be a tie. So we're gonna go into game 2, half 2 with a tied score.
That's a good one. So that would be 2 tied halves in a row. Last half was 3-3.
You got any yourself?
I'm going to predict that defenders will have more caps cumulatively than offensive players.
Whoa.
I know, it's going way off the board with this, but this is one of the maps where players play all the positions, and we've seen the talent on these flag characters, the skill. Like, for instance, Toasty, who actually, we mentioned he's historically an offensive player. He actually owns the record for second most caps per game in an MLTP season, or caps per minute, with just shy of, he had 69 caps in 7 weeks, so that's almost 10 caps a week. Now all of a sudden he's on defense, but on a map like Emerald, that doesn't really matter because he'll have the flag in his hands a lot anyway. Which begs the question, Ron, do balls have hands?
How do they hold the flag if not?
Wasn't there a post,
I've seen some drawings, yeah.
That covered that? Anyone have that tag for a t-shirt? That was from a while
Oh, they
back.
actually made that into a t-shirt.
Yeah. I
that's
recall
funny.
correctly. That was an awesome drawing. It was like all the different aspects of the ball, the little chamber for the power-ups, and the holster for the flag.
Now, I do want to call out, you guys can't see this at home, but we did have Tantru sitting in before Masaki got in, and then they took him out. And so we're getting some calls in group chat here of bench Tantru lose game. It might happen again.
That's a reference to when they benched Tantru last time, a few weeks back. They ended up losing the game. So,
and last week, too.
True.
Yeah.
I suppose, in a way.
2, 1.
I believe so.
Maybe Tantru... Is he technically allowed to play himself this season?
I mean,
Since
he did. He did before.
the question is,
So I hope so.
he's a minors playing captain, right? So if he's playing majors, then that he would have essentially gotten Toasty for free. So two offensive, or two rather MLTP starters for the price of one, which would be interesting. I'm sure there's a rule pertaining to this. I just don't know what the rule is. So maybe he's limited to minutes or something. Like can only play 80 minutes in a season. Or...
Maybe if there's lag, there's a bit of a
yeah, the rule is
issue, but...
if there's lag, we throw out the rule book.
Honestly, with how some of these rules are, I wouldn't be surprised.
And we're seeing both teams have a fair amount of trouble getting out of base. The defenders on each side are really playing the tight contain and using the gates to their advantage. We saw BDL almost squeak past Shara on the left gate, the left gate in the blue base, but just managed to get returned in the nick of time. Now Guts, as we say this, during the power-up rounds, manages to get out, and he almost makes his round around Protag. Protag, who is positioned perfectly on that offensive defense, and manages to get a timely return.
And now Protag with the flag, Toasty closing in quickly, getting the return. BDL with that Juke Juice expiring, and now Aaron is alone in base, just trying to set something up here for Protag, who's boosting in from the top.
And this is one of those maps where there's so many boosts leading straight into the flag that if the teams aren't using them, they're definitely not playing it the right way. And Masaki at the last second notices Protag is going to use the boost, goes in for the gate, and Protag has to be forced into the side boost, which didn't really bear any fruit.
And BDL trying to do something creative with this boost. A nice...
This could be it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, pass free.
Here it is. No, now he's not past any. There's some power-ups, though. Toasty going to be able to escort him in. He's got one tag. There's a second from Guts. Aaron's going to get tagged as well from Guts, and that's going to be the first cap. Red Hot Chili Poppers taking the early lead off of a bit of gratuitous power-up usage.
And that's a drink. I'm taking a sip off of that Balvenie, but just a second. BDL's past three, and he's going to waltz in for the second cap. All of a sudden, this is a two-cap game.
And trying to extend it further, BDL coming in, grabbing the flag, gonna get returned, and finally a moment of respite, a sigh of relief here from Ghostboosters as they look to regroup themselves.
Now, the first power-up round was key. Toasty, or rather second power-up, Toasty was able to use the tag throw effectively, and the rolling bomb was all for nothing as Aaron took it too little too late. The question is, can Ghostboosters try to leverage another power-up round to turn the tide in their favor? You got Protag with a nice grab, Aaron trying to take the long way out. Technically, they're both equally long since the vertical and horizontal velocities are independent of each other, but either way manages to get returned by the gate. And now Toasty with another tag throw secures his 10th tag of the game, and he decides to go O with it. That's probably a smart move. What do you think, Ron?
I think so. Maybe not as smart of a move to grab with it, but now he's going to be responding in base. But unfortunately, Cynical there to play anti, and Guts is not going to be able to take that flag out.
So far, offensive players have more caps than defensive players, and Guts,
here we go.
Another offensive player, he's coming in. He's going to get the third cap, just squeaks it in. It's 3-0 for Red Hot Chili Poppers, and Ghostboosters are on the back foot right now. It could be a fourth right here. Ball Don't Lie is going to try to come in. He's got the blocks. He's got the double blocks, and he completes the hat trick. Beautiful blocks by Toasty and Misaki, and Ball Don't Lie just dances into that third cap. Fourth cap of the game for the Red Hot Chili Poppers. They're on a roll right now.
Just filthy. Coming in, very good blocks there and nice patience getting that 4th cap. And right now they're showing no signs of slowing down. Another round of power-ups coming up. Red Hot Chili Poppers have been doing well with them. Couple rolling bombs, both defused, so no real impact to those. Aaron looking to make an impact of his own with this grab, but gets contained into the corner.
And we've seen a couple times where Red Hot Chili Poppers, they're able to get out of base just long enough to bait 1 or 2 grabs from Oh my god, Guts
Whoa.
Somehow survives this. Just a second. Aaron, great presence of mind to get on that button. He gets on that button, just like the good old meme would tell him to do, and remembers the Ron Sponson voice. I'm willing to bet that when he was doing that play, he had the old Yoda style, get on the button, Aaron. On the button, you will get. How would Yoda say that?
That would be Yoda, yeah, but I don't believe it's Yoda. I think it's, oh boy.
Obi-Wan? Either way.
Yes, Obi-Wan, yes.
This is definitely an oh boy 1 cap. Okay, I can't. This is terrible. Protag might have one going the other way, though. Looks like he might have an angle on Misaki, but the grab wasn't there. Shara's got a tag pro of his own. Aaron has one as well. With a bit of coordination, Ghostboosters might be able to get a cap in here and try to quell the bleeding and get a second of momentum. Aaron gets way too far ahead with the tag pro. Protag gets stranded, and that is a wasted double T round.
And now Protag's got a chance here. He's got the flag. He's got the boost. He's got the cap. Nice job from Protag. Just flying across the map, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling his way into it to get the first cap here for Ghostboosters.
And now Aaron with some good support plays here. It looked like they might be in for a second grab, but unfortunately for Protag, he gets return. And Red Hot Chili Poppers still sitting on a 4-cap lead 6 minutes into this game.
This could be the moment that turns the momentum around here. Aaron sitting on this boost. Misaki doing a good job of getting that gate. And now Protag's got a chance. Yes, he's out past a couple. Guts with the boost. Protag's got one as well. Yeah, we've got another round of power-up spawning. Watch for those. And Sharantino's going to fight for this bottom one. Protag's going to have to do something quickly. No, now he's going to have to go for a bit of a lap. Rolling bomb gets defused, and Tosi gets contained. But that lets Misaki out. Ball to line. Just blasting in with the Stag Pro.
And Protag with some really skillful flag carrying. Aaron gets pushed out of the way, and that's a cap. Red Hot Chili Poppers capitalizing on every single Ghostboosters mistake.
Oh my goodness, unbelievable gate there, and then the boost to get the flaccid, got the tag as well, but unfortunately Misaki was there, got the return, and now Ball Don't Lie is out past a few. Sharantino, last ditch backwards snipe, misses it, and 6-cap lead now.
Very unwise to kiss by Aaron there. It all started when he kissed the flag carrier without a regrab set, and then Ball Don't Lie was free past 4. That being said, Shara missed the boost in a very awkward fashion, and that kind of sealed their fate as Red Hot Chili Poppers have 7 caps in 7 minutes. They're on pace for a 20-cap game.
Aaron just coming in aggressively, which he has to. Cynical getting the return. Misaki closing in, and wow, a couple flaccets here. Protag's got a chance. The boost is spawning. He's got it. There's the second boost. And another cap here. 2 caps for Ghostboosters. It's still 5 caps, but they're proving that they've at least got a chance in this one. It's only the first half.
It's not over till it's over. Sharatino misses the boost, or instead, I guess, chooses not to take it. Now, if I'm Protag, I'm staying back on anti-regrab, and I'm letting my teammates get the return here. But it seems like that's not the case. Instead, he's going for his patented let's grab the flag strategy. Maybe it'll work out for him.
You know, that's a pretty risky strategy, grabbing the flag.
I mean, you say that in jest, but if you grab the flag and die, then all of a sudden you've only got 2 on OD like they have right now. And with a skilled flag carrier like Ball Don't Lie, who's patient enough to make his own luck, all of a sudden, what you've got is a cap. So that's what you get for grabbing. Take that!
That's the opposite of the commentator's curse right there. The commentator's premonition.
Ball Don't Lie on fire this half. He's already on 6 caps. Let that sink in. 6 caps in 8 minutes. That's Emerald for you.
Protag's got a couple, trying to get a 3rd cap, and going to weave above Tosi under the spike to the boost, and again Protag using these boosts and slaloming the enemy flag, or the enemy whatever you call them, chasers, and getting his 3rd cap of the evening. And now Aaron's in base. Whoa, almost pulling something out of his ass there, but couldn't quite do it.
Could have been a third cap, but unfortunately for the Ghostboosters, Cynical hesitated on getting on the button. He was afraid of the anti-re, and now they're not able to capitalize off that play. Things go the other way, and Red Hot Chili Poppers restore the 6-cap lead. Score is 9-3. Going into the last minute of the game, this round of power-ups will be key if Ghostboosters want to get back into this.
This is the high-scoring game that we anticipated coming into it. Sharatino with the rolling bomb gets defused. Guts and Base BDL out with the flag, and we've got to stop this bleeding here for Ghostboosters to have any chance coming into the second one, a 6-cap deficit.
Now, I have to admit, the big-name players are putting up some big-name plays. Protag and Ball Don't Lie showing their worth. The problem is Protag's supporting cast hasn't been pulling its weight so far this game. And they're playing perfectly fine, but they're not making the big plays when they count, and every single mistake they're making is being punished.
Bit of a one-man show here this evening, and looking to continue that trend is Protag with the flag coming in. We've got another boost. He's going to use it off the wall. Doesn't have it. He's going to have to take a lap here and just wait for his teammates to open something up. Unfortunately, there's not enough time for it. He's going to boost into base, and that's going to be it. The final seconds tick off the clock. Red Hot Chili Poppers with a decisive 6-cap lead, 6 of them from Ball Don't Lie.
And interestingly enough, if you look at the hold stats, Protag, 1:51 and AA run 47 seconds. Neither defenders had a single grab for the Ghostboosters. So I don't know if there was some coaching direction, but my prediction of more caps by defenders than offensive players was definitely off base there. On the flip side, my prediction of Cynical not grabbing, right on the spot.
He also did not have a tie game. In fact, it's about as far away from a tie game as one gets.
So if there's any insight to glean from all of this, it's that you should not listen to our predictions. You should actually bet on the opposite of our predictions.
Ah, that could work.
There you
We
go.
should start. I'm predicting. Let's see. I'm going to predict that Red Hot Chili Poppers is gonna win this second game.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
They're up by 7 caps or 6 caps or whatever it is.
But now you watch. It's going to be the opposite. Huh?
I'm digging this. I'm digging this. Hedging your bets.
Now, yeah. Now I can't lose.
Clever. Very clever, Mr. Sponson.
Boy, after that high-scoring game, gonna have to open up another beer here.
Is this one another one of the same, or are you switching things up?
I wish. I'll be honest with you. I wish it wasn't.
It's that bad, eh?
It's not good.
Well, I have to report back that the Balvenie that you got me, delicious. Thanks again for that.
Mm-hmm. Still waiting on the Ardbeg. Waiting for this. Waiting for a showboat.
Yeah, actually,
right now it is boatable. 6-cap lead.
I predict there will be 2 showboats.
2
this half.
showboats.
Floodgates are going to open up.
It's a bit ballsy. We haven't even seen a single one. It's actually, we're in a bit of a drought for showboats. We haven't seen any for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're thirsty, man. We're thirsty. So both teams going into game 2 have to with the exact same rosters. And so we're no sight of Tantru, and it seems like bench Tantru get a 6-cap lead. So,
but the game is not over yet. And like I said, I predict that Red Hot Chili Poppers is going to win. So we'll see what happens.
yeah. Oh, man. Well, they're off to a good start. So
3,
time will tell if they can make it count. Ball Don't Lie. It's going to be a hard show to follow for him, trying to get another 6 caps this game. Or this half, rather. He's already put up a pretty good showing with his new team so far. Now he's just gunning for the 10 OGASP.
Guts is going to get returned, and Shara with some very well-timed anti-regrab. Cynical helping to get a bit of a return, and now Protag with the flag. He's got a bit of help on the gates, and gates on both sides. There it is. Now it's just a 5-cap game.
Pulling the pump fake. This is the beginning of a movement.
Let's see. Guts is going to use this bomb, and BDL with the rub grab. He's going to be able to get out. He's got a boost as well. He's got a couple of them, rather, off the wall. That's going to be a cap for BDL, and now they quickly restore that 6-cap lead. And Ghostboosters, I think it was Aaron, ends up getting bombed into that spike. Another round of power-ups coming up, and Aaron is just going to sit for this one on the bottom. Very interesting positioning here. I think he's anticipating the boost.
Well, he got the power-up, but interesting strategy by Protag to try to prevent the power-up grab from Misaki by getting gated. Not sure what the thought was there, but I suppose I can't knock a strategy if it works. So
Toasty and base all alone with this tag pro and chooses to make the grab. Very interesting decision, and it kind of makes sense.
No way!
Oh.
Almost gets the Bali boost in. But unfortunately for him, Ghostboosters read him like a book and were able to prevent it with just a second to spare.
There's this team boost up, and BDL wants to do something with it. Unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. Committed a bit too hard on that. Cynical, again, read right through that, and now just falling right back to defense.
The Ghostboosters finally playing the anti-regrab strategy, but it doesn't seem to be working for them quite as well as they'd hoped, as Ball Don't Lie manages to get out. Not in time for Guts to get the regrab, though, and now it looks like we've got a reset for both teams. Now look for the power-ups. Both teams are going to try to secure them. In fact, we got all 8 players surrounding the power-ups, and Red Hot Chili Poppers grabbed both of them. Luckily for Ghostboosters, neither of them are tag pros, but Misaki is going to choose to take the rolling bomb on offense, and Guts decides, screw it, I'm not going on defense. I'm leaving Toasty all alone to get this return.
Especially with this Juke Juice, that's usually pretty valuable for chasing. Let's see if he can do anything. It's going to run out, and Sharatino with a great boost block and a block on BDL, and now it's just Toasty there. Cynical getting the gate and couldn't quite get past him and going to get returned, but now Pro Tag with the flag. They've got the momentum, and that's exactly the opposite of what Ghostboosters needs right now.
Toasty has all these premonitory boosts where he boosts either boosts or bombs into a play before the play even happens, then just waits for the return to come into him. This guy's elite. That is the word to use.
Another round of power-ups coming up. We're seeing the players positioning for them. Again, all 8 players fighting for them, or at least attempting to fight for them. Let's see, anybody's game here. Guts getting the rolling bomb, gets defused. Pro Tag with a Juke Juice, going to use it to grab. Let's see if he can do anything with it. He's nice positioning off that bomb. Very good utilization of it. And now he's got to be careful. Dancing around Toasty and BDL cutting up, and Guts getting the gate.
Some really nice dancing, but a good anti-re prevents the cap. And now Pro Tag gets out again, almost gets out. Aaron gets a double tag. That's past 4. Now he just has to avoid spiking himself, which in high pressure situations can be easier said than done. But Aaron comes up big when his team needs him. As you said, the lead is back down to 5.
Yes, very expertly done there. And as you said, the pressure was on, and he ended up, wow, Guts almost pulling something off around the corner there, getting returned. And we've got 6 minutes to go. 5 caps separating the teams, and my prediction's looking pretty good right now.
It's interesting because in that situation, I would have actually advised Guts to die rather than try to juke his way out of here. Pro Tag cuts it down to 4, and all of a sudden, we've got a game on our hands. As I was saying, Guts maybe stayed alive a bit too long with his nifty around the world boost and prevented Ball Don't Lie from getting a handoff, and that ended up resulting in a cap for Pro Tag. So, question is, can Ball Don't Lie stay alive long enough? And he can, and all of a sudden, can he boat this? Come on! Give us a boat! I'll count it as a boat. He went around the world long enough for us to count this as a boat. And that, for those following at home, is a shot. And from who else but Ball Don't Lie, securing what I believe is his 8th cap of game 2.
I think you're being gratuitous on the classification there of a showboat.
Definitely showboated that. He boosted into the floor when he was past 4. That counts as a showboat in my book.
You know, when we rate showboats, I'm rating that a 1 out of 10. Would not boat again.
I'll take it. Red Hot Chili Poppers is notorious for being terrible at boats. Before they had Ball Don't Lie, they had Megatron or Pycat, who was notorious for missing the boost, pulling an Asdif and missing the boost at the very last second when he had to cap, and then just taking the long way home. We were never sure if those boats were intentional or not, but I guess this is just Red Hot Chili Poppers tradition. Keep you guessing.
Just to clarify again, which way is the long way?
In this case, whatever way gets you home. Little Supertramp reference.
Whoa. 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go, and oh boy, got to do math. 4 cap lead here for Red Hot Chili Poppers. Not insurmountable, and Cynical getting that gate in. Pro Tag and Aaron working to get this flag out of base. Can they pull something off to start to continue to chip away at this lead? Right now, we're seeing some pretty good no-grab defense from both Misaki and Toasty. Round of power-ups coming up.
I love what I just saw in the Ghostboosters base. You had, I believe it was Ball Don't Lie, tries to make his way to the power-up. Shara gets the gate tag on Ball Don't Lie. Then Guts gets the gate tag on Shara, and then Cynical gets the gate tag on Guts. So it was a bit of a chain reaction. That's something that you see not too often on a map like Emerald, but whenever you do it, it always brings a smile to my face. And I'm sure Bali gets a good chuckle out of that too. People getting all messed up on his map. And
oh my God! Just boosting in right at the flag. He was sitting on that boost for a good 10 seconds and then just fired the sniper shot that extended the lead yet again. Unbelievable cap there.
And of course, it's Ball Don't Lie, the guy who's been lighting up the Ghostboosters all night long. And once again, a beautiful set play. The entire team was in sync. They decided for a really strategic suicide, or rather, you know, the boost ended up opening up the lane and Ball Don't Lie spotted it. He actually, I believe, started the boost a half second before the boost happened. Oh. Now Protag might be able to come in with a cap of his own. All of a sudden, this is a 4-cap game again, and Protag says, anything you can do, I can do better. He's making sure his team's still in this.
Hoping that his partner can do better as well. Protag now with the flag, boosting down into the spike. Unfortunate there. Hoping that he himself can maybe do better after an unfortunate spike like that. Both offensive players on Ghostboosters have a power-up, and both those power-ups are wasted, which is something they can't afford with only 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left, 4 caps to go. Aaron in base, and now looking dangerous here. Guts with the flag. Sharantino, oh. Excellent boost, staying ahead off a couple corners and keeping that contained to get the return. But right now, they've got to turn on the gas with just 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. It's time is going to be their biggest enemy. Sharantino faking them out with the boost. He's playing 4D Tag Pro while everyone else is stuck playing. What would be the game they're playing? What's everyone else playing? Hopscotch. I like it. 2D hopscotch? 1D?
1D,
Is hopscotch
1D
technically
hopscotch.
2D?
It is technically 2D, yeah.
I don't think you ever use a third dimension in hopscotch, although you do jump, so I suppose that's third dimension.
That's right. Type exclamation point hopscotch in chat for next season's. It's going to be the most exciting halftime challenge ever.
And Protag tries to weave his way through after a brilliant kiss by Ball Don't Lie. He recognizes that there's no regrab for his team, and a kiss there could be really dangerous as a couple of his teammates are spawning. Chooses to take one for the team, and instead of forcing in what could potentially be the 10th cap for him, I believe, this week, or this game, he chooses to play it safe and go for the kiss. That's something that I like to see from veteran players like Ball Don't Lie.
And Protag and Aaron trying to get this flag out of base. He had a bomb, but Misaki had the gate.
With a minute left, 4 caps to make up. It's going to take a miracle, but I signed up for miracles. Let's see this happen.
Or at least a showboat. You're going to claim that one was a showboat for your 2-cap thing. Let's see what happens with Protag with the flag. Guts coming out, and a nice rolling bomb usage almost pushes Guts into the spike. And
give us
now
a turtle.
Aaron,
give us a turtle. There's no tag
Maybe.
pros. Just give us a turtle, baby.
I don't know if have we seen a turtle? Oh, got the return. Aaron coming in. Sharantino with the clutch return. And Ghostboosters making it a 3-cap game. But with 30 seconds to go, it's going to be tough. Protag trying to turn it around. Can't quite pull it off. 23 seconds to go. Looking like Red Hot Chili Poppers might go away with this one. And Protag boosting into base, grabbing this flag. Yeah, he's got some blockers, but gets returned.
And a similar play I've been seeing. Aaron tries to block for Protag, but either his block fails and it gets returned, or, well, in fact, most of the time it seems like his block doesn't work out, or the positioning isn't quite right, and then he's just out of position for the regrab. It's not a strategy that's worked well for them this week, and it wasn't a strategy that worked well for them against a Blockwork Orange. Meanwhile, right after Aaron's cap in the last minute, you had Cynical on regrab, and he chooses to, rather than keep the regrab train going, he comes back to base. So really confusing decision by the Ghostboosters in the last minute when they needed 3 more caps to get the comeback going. Either way, it seemed like it was a bit too little too late, and Red Hot Chili Popper has taken a dominant victory over their fellow #1 divisional seed, and things are looking really good for their playoff chances and their playoff seeds. Red Hot Chili Popper just putting on a clinic tonight. Now, Ron, do you have an MVP?
I like what I saw from Ball Don't Lie this half. I think that he was playing very well. He was getting the flag, and he was there to stop things when things started turning a bit nebulous. There were a couple moments where it looked like Red Hot Chili Poppers might be mounting a comeback, but eventually the momentum was reestablished back for Ghostboosters might have been mounting the comeback, but Red Hot Chili Poppers reestablishing the momentum because of BDL, and actually, I think we've pulled them in for a bit of an interview.
We certainly have now. Ball don't lie. First off, congratulations on such a dominant sweep against your fellow number 1 divisional seed. How does that feel with a brand new team to get those 2 wins on the board? That's something that you've been starved of all season long, and finally you got it.
Yeah, it was great, obviously. I was a little worried going into it just because I knew what Shara and Cynical were capable of. I helped commentate Pithy's stream the other day when they played, so I knew their defense was going to be legit, and having not scrimmed with Guts a whole lot, I was a little bit concerned, but I was confident in our ability to just communicate and get things squared away, so I thought he did a great job, so shout out to Guts for really showing up. It wasn't all just like me at all.
Absolutely.
And Toasty and Misaki were on fire as well, so...
And Tantru's little cameo, you can't forget that.
Yeah, he gave us that big boost when we were like tied up for a bit.
So actually, you were there. You can maybe provide a bit of context. What happened? Why did Misaki have to get out?
So basically, Misaki, like, the whole week was lagging. He's had some troubles with like his VP or something with his internet, and so he's been trying to use a VPN here and there, but I guess like both kind of failed him tonight at one point, so he couldn't really like do anything about it. And that's when the Tantra obviously hopped in, but he was able to fix it for the second game, so we were ready to go on Emerald.
Well, either way, you guys managed to secure the comeback on Pilot, and then all of a sudden the floodgates opened up. I believe you had 9 caps on Emerald alone. That's got to feel quite fantastic.
It definitely does. I feel like, obviously there's a different level of playing when you're playing on a team like this. It's just a different mindset. Like, I have nothing against London Waz or Symbolian Pirates. Like, I know people are like low-key upset that I got traded to this team and everything. But I don't know. It's just a tough situation. But I'm just glad to like kind of move forward and move on and focus on being where I am now.
Absolutely. And you were talking about your 9 caps on Emerald. There's one of them that was the issue of contention here on stream. We were wondering, that cap where you were all alone in base and boosted down into the floor, was that a showboat or was that completely unintentional?
Oh, no. Okay. So that actually was, first of all, let me just say on record here, I would never boat ever at any point in time.
Well, it's such a shame that you did then.
No,
This
it
was not a
honestly wasn't.
showboat.
So like, I had a little bit of trouble with my momentum, and I also was concerned that someone was going to be boosting up behind me. I didn't get a good look before I left the base about how close someone was behind me, so I was a little bit concerned. So I took out the boost just in case, and kind of just got into the cap as quick as I could after that. But I know it looked kind of awkward. I knew you guys were going to bring it up too, because I was like, fuck, that looked really weird.
So you're telling me I took a shot of scotch all for nothing?
I mean, I wouldn't say for nothing. At least you got to enjoy it, right?
I suppose so. That's a good point. Now, one last thing before we part ways. Obviously, you got a chance to gel a little bit with your new teammates. Going forward, is this the starting 4 that we're going to be seeing for the Red Hot Chili Poppers?
I would imagine so, unless there's some lag issues. Obviously, Tantra will hop in. I don't even know if I don't think he's allowed to play in playoffs, though, so if we have any lag issues in the future, then we might be in a little bit of trouble as far as subs go, but this is the starting 4 as far as I'm aware or concerned.
Right, and quite the starting 4 that you do have. Even when Tantru came in, you saw Guts switch to defense seamlessly. Obviously, Toasty, we all know how dangerous he is on offense. You played defense last season, so it's like a bunch of two-way players on your team.
Yeah, it's a really nice setup we've got, and it was really huge for Gus to, like you said, seamlessly like transition over to defense. He had no problems, and like even when he plays offense, he's a lot different than offenders because he's like very cautious of when to grab. Like unless he knows he has an out, he's pretty good about like not grabbing. So that's something that a lot of offenders can't really do that well.
Right. Well, once again, congratulations for the sweep. Congrats to all of the RHCP roster, and best of luck going forward.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for streaming again. You guys are the best in the biz right now.
Aw, that's nice of you.
Thanks, BDL.
Thanks.
Appreciate you taking the time for interviewing, and very decisive win and sweep here for Red Hot Chili Poppers. Just dominant showing all around. Really exciting play, especially from Ball Don't Lie. Thanks to everyone who tuned in, and thank you to Pithy for running the stream, Liquid for the co-commentary, and the Bob18 for some stream support running the Jump Cup Halftime Challenge. You you guys like the stream, make sure to follow us on Twitch, where you'll find more entertaining and high-quality broadcasts each and every week. Replays will be available at youtube.com/Ron Sponson. I am Ron Sponson, and we'll see you all next week.